Oops.
Are
It
we
hasn't
on?
gone live yet. Hey, everybody. Super excited to have y'all here and thank you for coming. And super excited to have my friend Jodi and Erin here to join us. So thank you, ladies.
Hi.
Hi.
So I thought it was really interesting because every conference I go to, I end up ordering books that people recommend. So I get books kind of coming in from Amazon all the time. And so about 3 weeks ago, I think maybe 2 weeks ago, I got a book in the mail and I was like, I don't remember ordering that one, but I'm sure I ordered it. And it actually came from Jodi. So thank you, Jodi.
Yeah, you're
She called
welcome.
me a few days later. She said, did you get the book? And I was like, I did. I just had no clue. There was no, Amazon's not always great about putting those gift labels in there, but thank you.
Yeah,
And
you're
the book
welcome.
was called Unstoppable. It's called
Unreasonable Hospitality.
Thank you. Unreasonable.
Yes.
Unreasonable hospitality, which is amazing and can be applied to all different facets, all different industries. But in this case, we're going to talk about real estate
I love it.
and
Great.
how this creates clients for life. So thank you, ladies. And who wants to kick off?
Erin, do you want me to?
Well,
You want to?
thanks for having me. And Jodi, this is a great platform. So I'm licensed here in Wisconsin and Illinois. I'm on the state line and been doing this for 20 years, part of Remax for 15. And I definitely lead with relationships first and business will follow. That's just kind of my motto, and it hasn't failed me yet. So it's a lot of fun, and just really enjoy celebrating the client's milestones and being there for more than just the chapter I'm helping them with.
I love the fact that you said that because when in 2010, I went through a really brutal divorce, just a horrible, if you can imagine. I don't think there's a divorce worse than the one I went through. I'm sure there is, but it doesn't seem like it to me. And I had $20 in my checking account, and I really didn't have anything. And he was like making it abundantly clear that I would never have anything, and really worked hard to do that. And I was so depressed. I was so hurt. I was going through so much, like just depression, honestly. And I finally got myself out of it by just saying, and it kind of reminds me of what you just said, Erin, of I didn't put it in that way, but it was like, how can I help other people? And if I could focus on helping others, then I could take my mind off of my horrible situation I was in. And my business tripled that year. And my one example was like, I had a friend that I've been showing houses to off and on for 6 months. She ended up going through a divorce. She was like, Jennifer, I'm sorry, but I need to find a rental. So I went, helped her find a rental, helped her get into the school, helped her get the best teachers because I was also PTA president at the time. And I did all of this for zero money, but it was just to help her. Crazy thing is a year later. Now I see her at school. I'm still talking to her. But I'm not showing her houses. A year later, I get a check. I mean, and it was made out to the real estate firm. I was with Cardinal Banker at the time. And they were like, hey, Jennifer, you've got like a $10,000 check here. You need to pick up. And I'm like, I didn't have a closing. They're like, well, apparently you did. That one person walked into new development, told the on-site agent, I'm working with Jennifer Bullock. Anyway, she did the whole process, never told me anything. It had closed.
Wow.
And I had to check. And it was all because she said, she was like, you took so much time helping me and you never asked for anything. You never expected anything. You were just truly trying to help. So I think I think you're right. You put clients first. Everything else follows.
Definitely. Yeah, when you
Okay.
just lead with that.
Yes, 100%. Okay, Jodi.
No, yeah, no, I agree with that. So Jodi Culp, Nashville, Tennessee, Middle Tennessee, Greater Nashville area. I've been doing real estate now for 5 years, almost the entire time with Remax. 32 years in hotels, managing hotels. So thank you again for inviting us to be on this with you, Jennifer. We appreciate it. But it's the same, it's like someone said to me earlier this year that like you lead with a servant's heart, right? And when I really dug into that to see what that truly means, it's like, we're here to make money, right? It's our job. We want to have money to sustain a lifestyle and pay for bills and all this stuff, right? But when you lead with that servant's heart and you don't lead with money as the main focus, the other stuff starts to happen. And it organically and naturally happens because people can feel it when your main focus is money. People feel it.
Because then you become like a car salesman.
Yes.
And that's a horrible feeling.
Absolutely.
It's terrible, right? So I think it's like, I was with a company that taught us about exceeding expectations, going above and beyond, putting people first. Because when you look at hotels, I mean, we were competing against so many people. We were competing against ourselves. Marriott has, 31 brands. So when you're competing like that, you have to set yourself apart. So then when I transitioned over here, it's like you have to set yourself apart, because what we do, thousands of agents do. I mean, in Nashville, there's 12,000 people that do what I do.
Wow.
So what do you do to make yourself look different and really take care of people? And I think that's important.
Yeah, no, I think you're 100% right. So what is one thing that you think that you do differently? Or that give me an example of the one thing that you do to make you stand out as a real estate agent.
Do you want me to go first, Aaron? You go
Yeah,
first.
go for it.
I think it's just listening to people, hearing what they're saying, not just about their home and their search or what they're looking for. It's about them as a person. I think the little things that I do, like, I tell people as part of my VIP client program, I drop off moving supplies. So I drop off boxes and things like that. So it's just those little things, and when people come in, they're moving from out of state, I have the house like stocked with toilet paper and hand soap and paper towels. There are things that a lot of us do, right? But there's those little extra added things that really make a difference and take like a level of stress off of them, and people notice it.
Hmm.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so very similar to Jodi, just moving boxes are definitely something that I do. You put a bow on the door when it's closing day and just celebrate those things. But I find also just celebrating the milestones in people's lives is huge. So whether it's their pets, their kids, anniversaries, all of that stuff. And a lot of the stuff isn't hard to find. You just track it on Facebook. And then pop a note in the mail, pop a gift, just something going just a little bit extra, and knowing people are seeing is huge for them.
Yeah, and I think it's kind of fun, and I don't do it as often as I should. But if somebody posts a picture, like a cute picture on Facebook, I'll take it and print it, and then I'll put it in a cute frame and either take it to their house or mail it to them, depending on how far away they live. Because it's like people don't really print anymore. It's just
Yeah.
something nice to do, and just to say, "Hey, I saw this. Congratulations."
For sure.
And those are those little moments that really make a difference. When you sit there and you think about, like, when we go into stores or we go into hotels or restaurants, it's delivering more than what we're expecting, right? And how
Right.
people make us feel, and translating that to our business, however that is, I think is important. It's even like sometimes I'm like, I'll send a text to someone, hey, there's a dog event going on, and I'll text them, it's just little things that you're thinking about them, and they could have closed 6 months, a year ago, 3 years ago, but it's
Yeah.
just that top of mind kind of philosophy, and just they people appreciate that. They appreciate, like Aaron said, they like to be recognized.
Do you collect all their information? Like, it's one thing y'all just said it, and I collect birth dates and anniversary dates, like closing anniversary dates. But do y'all collect? Because it would be interesting to collect like all their children's names and their dates of births and their pets' names. Like, do y'all collect all of that like during the process?
Yeah, so I want to definitely, Jodi's going to share something that she's moving forward and doing. But in the past, I've sent an email out to and just said, you guys are my top people. I would love to go a little bit deeper with you guys this year, and please share your kids or pets, and got a pretty good response from people. So and then I just keep it in my CRM with notes. Yeah, but I love Jodi's idea that she's going to share, and that's something I'm going to do next year or this year.
Okay, Jodi. Da-da-da-da.
So in hotels, so I was in the meetings and event side. So my team were the ones that were working with the meeting planners planning these conventions, right? So these meeting planners are responsible for bringing large pieces of business to these hotels. So we would have a client profile form, and it's like, here's your name, what's your favorite color, what's your favorite snack, what's your favorite beverage, who's your favorite sports team. It was all of those things. And I've seen people that have, like, they'll have client onboarding like documents for it, but it talks about their home search, or like kind of what they want to accomplish, which I want to do that personally and dig into like what they're looking for, what they're trying to find in their next home. But really having those things so that that when you pop by their house, you can leave a bag with their favorite snacks. Hey, I know you're going through a lot with work, or you've been traveling a lot, or here's a little something. But I think these client profile forms that I implemented in my departments in these hotels were key. And people love like talking about themselves.
Yeah.
The Ritz-Carlton, which for anybody listening that stays there, I'm probably going to blow their secret, but they have a thing called Mystique. And that was one of the brands I worked for. And what happens is if Jennifer's at the bar at the Ritz-Carlton in Chicago and talks about how her favorite drink is an espresso martini, the next time she goes to the Ritz-Carlton in Laguna Niguel, she has an amenity in her room with an espresso martini, right? They overhear, they have conversations, they get to know guests, they go in, they enter it in the system so that it's in like a database. So taking that and drilling it down to just my database, like Erin says, like her database, and really just getting those little personal moments so you can tailor a gift, or even if it's like a sports team hat. Hey, congratulations, your team's going to the Super Bowl. Here's a hat, right? I mean, just things that don't cost a lot of money.
People just like to know that you're thinking about them.
Yeah. So you're showing the house and they're talking about, oh, I want a kitchen because I love to make this. Like those are the little notes I'm making. And their client gifts are tailored towards that. And, you know, and then it hits them. They're like, oh my gosh, like, how did you know that? Or, oh, you were listening. And those are the things that people love and will get you more referrals.
And I think that's a really good idea, actually. I don't do a whole lot of closing gifts. I mean, I do it like later throughout the process. I've got different things that I send and events that they're invited to. But that's interesting. I like that. Mm-hmm. I was sitting there thinking,
clients that moved during COVID from Illinois to Wisconsin, and one of the houses had a Wisconsin cutting board, and she kept commenting about it. And I found that, and it was in the house when she bought it, and she still talks about it to this day. So it's the little things. It doesn't have to be something extravagant. It really just knowing that you heard them and they feel the value is really where the magic comes.
Yeah, I think that's awesome. And Karen Landry was saying she did something. I have to go back and talk to her. She did something. Client was talking about, it's like barbecue, liked barbecue, something about barbecue. So she actually paid for for them to host a barbecue, like a cookout thing, but she had paid for it. Said it cost her like $900. She paid for everything, the cook, whatever. And she could tell you a lot better because she told me this about 6 months ago, and I'm going off of very fond memory. But the long and just of it, she spent like $900 on it, which at the time it was like $1 million home, was not a whole lot of money, and she got 6 referrals from it.
That's great.
So again, but it was listening to what they said, and and then going that step further with it.
Yeah. And those things matter, right? Like, I mean, in Marriott, we had a lot of like sayings, and surprise and delight was one of them that they taught us, surprise and delight your guests. So, little things like there's a wine and whiskey bar in Springfield, and I run into somebody that I've sold a house. So walking out, I go to the bartender. I'm like, I want to pay for their first round. Right. So I leave, and then they'd say your first round was taken. It's just those little things like you're caring. It's not that it's just the gesture. It's that you run into them, you see it, like whatever that surprise and delight is.
Yeah.
A card, a note, a text. It's that constant engagement. The barbecue, the pizza on moving day. Sometimes I send, pizzas over to somebody that's moving, and it's just those little things. And we all have like a lot of great ideas. I know in a lot of your so many of your calls, Jen, there's so many great ideas, like the drop off the wrapping paper, or, the umbrella. Somebody had a logoed umbrella that's like, I've got you covered in this market. Like there's so many great ideas out there. It's finding
but some of them are not very expensive. And like you said, I think just going a little bit further. So I'm interested. So Eric and Kelly Sue and Alana and Dana and Mark and Lisa and Barbara and everybody else that said, hey, thank y'all. Hey, tell me what's the one thing y'all do? What do y'all do to make a client feel special? To kind of do that one extra step to make you above and beyond. Because I'm just interesting. I do the boxes, and I do monogram boxes. I go through BizBox and have them sent out as soon as we go under contract. I mean, usually have a flower. We'll usually have a plant delivered on closing day. Like the idea of pizza. I had somebody told me that years ago, and I never did it, but that's an excellent idea. Because on movie day, everybody's stressed and they're hungry and they don't have time to get food. I think that's an excellent idea. Sometimes I'll send in a cleaner. Like I know if these people
Yeah.
hate to clean and the house just
Yeah.
is, I'll send a cleaner in on closing day to make sure that's done. What else?
That's a big one. I mean, that's something, something I do. So Aaron refers a client to me. And then when I'm talking to the client as part of, my VIP referral program, because Aaron referred you, I'm going to take care of your move out clean. So you don't have to worry about anything when you move, those things. And then it's like, wow, Aaron, like because it's all about also the person referring the business, right? So you've trusted me to take care of this client, whether it's on the buy side or the sell side. So everything I do is a representation of the person that's referring the business to me.
Yeah, no, I love that.
Agent or a client.
Whoever. So Eric says he does a video at closing with confetti canyons and people love it. So Eric, are you in a title state or an attorney state? Because I would imagine if I did that in my attorney's office, he would be pissed. I mean, I'm get confetti everywhere. That would be interesting. We could probably do it outside. That would be fun.
Eric probably has to clean it up.
Yes, somebody's got to clean it up. Yes. Hey, Julie, what do y'all do in Alaska for your clients? How do you make them feel special and something you do just to make you set you apart from everybody else? So attorneys don't care. So then do you have it like a system already down, like of everything you do, or is it just come innate to you at this point?
I have a system. I'm a hot mess. I'm the first one to tell you. But I have somewhat of a system. Sometimes it's not done to a T, but I call them the same day they close, like, hey, just checking in, want to make sure everything's good. I call them a couple days later, hey, thinking of you, just want to check in. And then I try a month, but sometimes that falls off. But it's pretty structured as far as just checking in. And I'm big on like ninja selling is big about keeping people in flow and using the Ford. So if they come to my mind, I'm thinking there's a reason they're coming to my mind. So then I make that phone call and reach out in some way. Maybe it's just a text sometimes. And I never lead with, I'm looking for business. It is always like, hey, how are you? You came to my mind. Just wondering how the kitchen is, the kids are, the dog, like something about them. And it's never about the business.
No, I think that's a good, And I would, when I call them on that too, that's what I do too. Now, sometimes I'll say, like, if I'm slow in business, I am quick to say, like, this has been a hard ass year. Please, I'm begging help. But 9 times out of 10, I call it just to check in. But, but I tend to always call the same people. So I was thinking about, and this is so old school, but I do tend to, like, when I'm driving down the road, I usually try to call 3 past clients a day. But sometimes I end up calling the exact same past clients because that's who I'm thinking about. But I was thinking about just I have a spreadsheet, but actually carrying the spreadsheet with me or putting it in my car or something so that I can start checking off, making sure that I'm hitting all of my past clients.
Yeah. I have a goal to call my clients once a quarter. Yeah. So I print off who they are and I have it typically with me, and it doesn't always happen. And sometimes I'm, if I get to their name, I'm like, I don't want to call. Then I'm like, why are they on my list? So you got to kind of push through and calls are very new to me. I really would not like to call, but this year I started and it definitely made a change in my business.
Now that's interesting. I've never heard anybody. I mean, I don't love calls, but calling is my number one source of business. So what were you doing if you weren't calling?
I love Popeyes. So I am coached with Buffini and they're all about calls, notes, and Popeyes. And I love notes and Popeyes. I have no problem doing that. Client parties. I just, for whatever reason, calls went to the bottom of the list. They're not fun for me. So I like to do everything with fun.
Huh. Yeah. Calls aren't fun to me either. It's just quick. Like I hate Popeyes. I do them, but I don't do, this way I just have a lot of past clients. I try to do 10 a month. Which doesn't, even at the end of the year, it doesn't cover all my clients, but I just cannot do more than that. I hate. And for one thing, for anybody that tries to pop by my house, I don't want anybody to pop by my house. And that's probably part of my reluctance is that like half the time I might be naked. My house is going to be dirty. It's going to be something. I'm going to be embarrassed for whatever reason if you just show up at my house.
I would encourage you to not knock because I leave the car running, the door open and leave it on the door, send a text, send a video. I don't knock on the door unless somebody will call and say, hey, were you just at my door? Why didn't you knock? I know those people and I would knock. But 9 times out of 10, it's just something I leave at the door and make a call or leave a video.
Yeah. Just
'Cause I'm
seems
the
like
same
you're
way.
doing
I don't
it
want you knocking.
to see them though, right? I
What's
mean, you're
that?
doing them. The purpose of doing it is to see them. I mean, I agreed. I was paying my daughter to do it for me, but I just wasn't getting the traction like when you do it yourself. Okay, so let's look. I saw somebody. Oh, a handyman. That's a good idea. Melissa has a handyman that she offers 4 to 8 hours worth of service. I think
Nice.
that's an excellent one.
Oh, that's a really great one.
Yeah.
I had done that years ago. All these things are popping up, things I used to do. I don't know why I quit doing it. I think that's an excellent idea. I love it.
Eric.
Eric, only when you're around. Shh, don't tell anybody.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
No, it's like I'm gonna be in my pajamas or my house is gonna be dirty. I'm just giving examples.
Right. Right.
Well, the goal too is to say, like, if they're like, come on in. No, I gotta go. I'm in the neighborhood showing or whatever. Like the goal is
Yeah.
never to go inside. You've lost the game if you went inside.
Yeah, that's right. Let's see here. That's good too. I like the idea of getting a testimonial at closing is a good one too. I mean, not for them, but for you. It's not. It's good. It's a good one to do. Okay. Anything else?
Yeah, I just think it's important to just stay engaged with your customers. And, it's like Aaron said, talking to them quarterly, notes, Popeyes, calls, texts, thinking of you. I think it's just keeping that level of engagement going. And then you're top of mind.
Yeah. Last year we did, and I copied it from another agent. There are like 10 or 15 of the large box companies like Wayfair and Home Depot and Pottery Barn, like those kind of things. I had called each of them and signed up for a business account, which immediately gives anywhere from 5 to 20% off. And I was offering that to all of my database, all my clients, like after closing, because everybody wants to go and they want to fix up their house, they want to buy furniture, they want to buy paint, whatever. And it was excellent. The issue is now that all like everybody now has to send verification.
Mm.
So now when anybody logged in, and I sent it to 1,400 people, I have to then be able to know who logged in so I could send them the verification either or text. So that got, but I thought when I did it last year, it was amazing. This year has been not amazing. But it was a good idea. I mean, again, just kind of going above and beyond, like here are some places that you could get discounted services by using this code, but it only works when it works. So,
But, I also love that Jennifer, you said that you would do the wind down Wednesdays, where you would gather some people together. That's something I'm going to do next year. That's a great idea. And just, get a smaller group and then bring some friends, bring someone with you. And then you're connecting people. And it's not with that business first kind of forefront. It's really just to kind of have a gathering, and then the business then people start talking and they network, right?
I'm so glad you remembered that. I haven't done that in a while, but I would do it, Erin. And what I would do is I would just invite 5 or 6 people. And there's a place, there's like a little old vintage house that they've made into this very cute, just wine store that you go in there and have a glass of wine. And I would invite 5 random people, but I would not so random. I would put them together either by age, either by a hobby that they had that made me think they might get along, maybe the age of their kids, maybe it's their location, maybe it's the time of frame when they moved here. But I would group people together in 5s. And then every Wednesday, I would just invite 5 new people to meet over there at 5 o'clock and just for a glass of wine. But what I found is 2 of the people that I introduced when I went out with them the other day, they go out every Saturday night. I don't get invited, but they've become friends. This other group of people, they do Friendsgiving, Thanksgiving every year for the past 4 years because they met through me. And they're like, it's just trying to make those connections and help people. Because from here, most people move here from out of state. I mean, everybody calls me a unicorn because I'm born and raised in Wilmington. So most of my clients are from out of state, and then help them try to connect with like-minded people. And it doesn't always work, but it is a lot of fun. And I've never spent more than $100 on any of them because I just come in and I buy everybody 1 glass of wine.
That's a great event.
Yeah. And it's small, so you can actually talk to people.
Yeah, that's huge.
A great idea. I want to implement, I've been talking about this for a while, and now like next year's my year for systems and getting some processes. But buyers and brews. So if you bought a home, you go, it's either at a coffee place or a brewery or whatever, and then bring a friend who's thinking of buying, right? And have the home inspector there and have maybe a lender there that can just have some nice casual conversation, not salesy, but just start doing something like that and people can then invite their friends that maybe they're thinking about it or they have questions about it or they're.
So one thing my friend Nadine, and hopefully she doesn't mind that I'm telling everybody, but I don't think she will because she also told me. One thing my friend Nadine Blakely is doing from Virginia, she is doing this call before you fall. So she's doing this huge campaign with her older clients, like getting them to downsize. So she is hosting a huge lunch.
Oh,
I don't know where it is, but she's going to have like an attorney there and she's having all the people. I can't remember everything she said that you need to hire to help you downsize. Like somebody that does estate sales, somebody that maybe a moving company, whatever, like all these different people there and talking about what you need to do to be able to downsize. So she's calling it call before you fall, meaning you've got this 2 or 3 story house. Like let's sell it and downsize before you fall. I just thought it was cute.
that is cute. That's a great idea. I met her at Luxury, and I remember her postcard says "Big hair, big care."
Yes, she has really big pageant hair, and I had no idea that she used to be in pageants as a child, which totally makes sense.
She's so fun. She's
so much fun. Oh my gosh, she is a great friend, a great agent, great ideas. I got to figure out how to incorporate that because the way I just explained it was really clunky and it didn't make much sense. But the way she described it, I was like, I'm doing that.
It's a great idea. I mean, that's a lot of people, huge market of people downsizing their homes or kids have left.
Yeah, and then how do you do it? Even if it's making sure you have a will in place, making sure you have an estate attorney there. Just I've got to sit down and think about all that. I haven't done. I mean, I kind of accidentally do a lot of people that have either died or getting ready to die in the past year, but it's been by accident. I mean, it's usually a friend or one of their kids that call me, so I don't really know what it looks like prior. So that's what does anybody else know? Like what that process is to get rid of, like to downsize your house and get estate planning, I guess.
Estate sales and estate planning. Yeah, it's good. It's a good idea.
Typically, I like to have fun client events, but last year I had a estate and will planning, and actually it went very well, and was more of a serious tone and hit differently. So it was nice to show people that side instead of just the fun, let's celebrate things.
So did you have a lunch, a dinner, drinks?
I did it at night, and I did have food, and it was an attorney, a financial planner that just talked about the things that you need. And then, so I'm on the state line, so it's a little bit different, in both states, but it was a good resource. And I geared it towards people like kind of middle age with little kids or, a little bit younger with kids. And actually the older population was more into it. And so I realized I shouldn't cherry pick who I'm going to invite. I should just invite them all.
That's a good idea. That's a good idea.
It's a great idea.
No, I think that's an excellent idea. Just wondered what that format, just wonder what that format. Anyway, we can talk about that later. We'd love to know kind of what that format looks like. I mean, does each person stand up and talk?
They kind of tag teamed it. It was an hour long, which someone else gave me some advice. Don't keep it more than an hour. She said her best turnout is a Saturday morning for an hour and just does coffee and donuts and lets people ask their questions and away they go.
That's a good idea. Huh. I like it. And Nadine's on here. Hey, Nadine.
Hey.
Love you. And I agree with Michelle. You do have a big old heart. And I love everything about you. Nadine sent me a couple of clients this year and they were just as wonderful as she is. So thank you. Like I'm looking. It's a great event for family members dealing with aging parents. That is true. That would be me. That's hard. No, I think it's a good idea. So I would love to get together and pick brains. Nadine, I'll have to pick your brain some more about exactly what you're going to do because I do want to copy it. I think it's a good idea. And I'm quick to say I'm going to copy it. I need who to invite and I need details. Otherwise, that'll quickly be my reason not to do it because I don't know all the details. Merry Christmas, everybody. Anything else that y'all want to tag on?
So someone asked how many Popeyes I do a month a little bit ago. My goal is 40 a month. Sometimes it's not 40, sometimes it's more than that. And every month I gear it towards something different. Like January, it's going out to all my clients that bought this year. I send out their closing statements with a letter and just gives them a nice little thank you for helping me. I'm looking forward to helping 60 families this year. If you know someone, I'd love to work by referral. That's how I met you. And then February is Valentine's Day, so I gear that towards single ladies, Easter, and just as the months go on, it's just something different that I gear it towards. And I'm trying to hit different people so that it's not the same people all year long.
So I mail out those letters in January. I like what you did, though. I like the fact that you said what your goal was this upcoming year. I'm going to change that up too. I like that. And say, I like to work my referrals. I like that.
I have a really hard time asking for referrals, but if I'm tweaking it that way, I feel so much better about it.
That's a good idea. Do you ever do client events?
Yes, I love client events.
So at client events, I always have a giveaway. So it's usually like $100 at a spa, or maybe it's four $50 gift cards to Honey Baked Hams or whatever. And I'll have them fill out a form. Actually, this is the form that they just did. And I'll fill out a form and I'll just ask them like their information and who they can refer. And 100% of the time, they end up saying nobody. And within a week, we start getting referrals because it's a very subtle way to ask for referrals, So
Nice.
even though they don't fill this out, they fill this out to win something. But then it just gets them thinking.
That's a great idea.
It's just easy because it is hard sometimes. Plus, I don't like to. It's hard to ask for referrals.
It is hard. Yeah, but I love Erin's idea of sending out the statements in January. Something I'm doing.
Yeah, I've been doing that for 18 years. I've never asked them for a referral on there. I think that's excellent. I want to tweak that. Thank you.
Nice.
Well, good.
There's a lot of great ideas going on. I mean, the chat and here, and there's some really great stuff.
Yeah, I love it. If anybody else could put anything else in there. And I don't have anybody on the books for January. I'm probably going to take the rest of December off for this show, but I am looking for somebody. And January 5th, I think, is the next Monday. Is that right? And I'm looking to see. And that's my birthday. So I need some people to be on it for my birthday. So if anybody wants to be on my show Monday, January 5th, text me, call me, message me, put it here, wherever you want to put it. I would love to have you on it. So thank y'all. And thank y'all.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yes, I cannot wait to go through. I'm tweaking what I do now and implementing some of your wonderful ideas. I love the pizza on closing day. I love the letter asking for the referrals in January. So thank y'all.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, I can't wait to talk to y'all soon. Are everybody going to R4?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yay. So then I'll see you at R4.
And celebration?
And celebration. I would not necessarily have gone to celebration, but my friend Colleen, who's right here from Buffalo, she is going to be one of the speakers. So I am going to support her and super excited. And I wasn't going to go to R4, but now I've decided to go to R4. And I also have a Mike Ferry thing in January. So it's a lot of traveling.
Nice.
It is. And then Jodi, my daughter Grayson, then we're going to Croatia in July for 15 days. So
wow, that'll be great. That'll be so much fun.
I haven't done a trip like that since I was a child. So I'm excited.
I love it.
That's great.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. Well, love y'all. Merry Christmas. Happy holidays. Happy New Year.
Thank you.
And thank you
Thanks so much. Happy holidays, everyone.
Happy holidays. Thank you.
Yes. And thank you, Jodi, for the book. I can't wait. I've read about more than 25%, but not quite 50%. So I'm going to have it finished.
I love it.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye, guys.
Thank you.
Bye.
Okay.